All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So, as we all know, the Jets schedule is out, and according to DraftKings, right? So this is coming straight from Vegas. The New York Jets, granted, early lines, we haven't even hit training camp yet, but the Jets are favored in 14 games out of their 17 games. That is crazy. That actually breaks a franchise record of favored games going into the year. Now, at the end of the day, does it really matter? You can argue, no, absolutely not. You have to go out there and execute win games. But, because this is coming from Vegas, it does say that, hey, going into the year, they like the Jets compared to last year. They actually have the sixth best odds to make the playoffs in the AFC. And actually, a quick little side note, I can't remember a conference in the NFL being this stacked in my entire life. I mean, to quickly go down the list in the AFC, it is absolutely loaded. There's good quarterbacks all over the place. There's great coaches all over, really good defenses too. But it wouldn't surprise me if any of the four teams in the AFC North win their division: Cleveland, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati. I think Pittsburgh's a sleeper team for the season, but Baltimore and Cincinnati have kind of owned the division over the last handful of years. And then Cleveland, still a really, really good football team. I think they might take a small step back, but still, an above average football team nonetheless. You move down AFC South. You have the Jacksonville Jaguars, not a pushover by any means. What's going to happen with the Indianapolis Colts with Anthony Richardson coming back? They added a few more pieces. Mitchell in the draft, Latu in the draft. Indy is an interesting team, in my opinion. You have the Tennessee Titans. That's a team that's definitely reloading with Pollard and Calvin Ridley and Cushenberry, on offensive line. They brand new regime, or a brand new coaching staff, I should say. The regime as a whole is relatively new with Rand Carthon. I think Tennessee's going to be a fun team to watch this season. Also adding J.C. Latham at the top of the draft. And then, of course, you have the Houston Texans, who are projected to be winning that division. Took the NFL by storm last year. You got the AFC West with, of course, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, the Super Bowl champion Chiefs. You have Justin Herbert and the Chargers coming in after a really, really disappointing season with Jim Harbaugh. I'm expecting this Chargers team to actually look, no disrespect to Staley, but just look like a professional bunch, just well coached, built through the trenches, ground game, put Herbert in a position to have success. You have year 2 of Sean Payton in Denver with his quarterback of choice in Bo Nix. I'm pretty high on Bo Nix. Denver's an interesting team. I don't really know how I feel about the defense, especially with no Justin Simmons now. But we'll see. I don't view Denver as like some 3-win, 4-win team. And then you got the Raiders with Antonio Pierce, and this was a team that kind of went all in with surrounding the quarterback with talent. Of course, they already have a bunch of good wide receivers, but they had a good young tight end in Michael Mayer. Then you go out and you draft Brock Powers Johnson on the offensive line. Like, this Raiders team is going to be fun to watch. But the question mark, of course, is with quarterback, right? Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew, are those guys good enough to propel this team to the playoffs? Can they manage the game successfully enough? Because the Raiders definitely have talent. And that's, of course, just on the offensive side of the football. They have some nice building blocks on defense as well. And then you look at the AFC East. You got the Bills, who have owned the division over the last handful of years. You have the Miami Dolphins, who, again, in my opinion, I think they will take a step back, but not a ginormous one, right? I still view them as an above-average team, maybe around that 9-win mark. You got the Patriots completely just rebuilding, right? The Belichick era is over. The Mayo era is starting. Kind of a mouthful. Young quarterback in Drake May. We'll see if he plays. And then you got the New York Jets, who on paper is one of the more complete teams in football. I mean, just throw out any position that you want. Left tackle, right? Oh, the Jets added 2 guys there. Tyron Smith, Olu Fashanu. Quarterback, Aaron Rodgers coming back. Corner, yeah, Michael Carter, DJ Reed, Sauce Gardner. Linebacker, CJ Mosley, Quincy Williams. Edge rusher, Hassan Reddick, Will McDonald, Jermaine Johnson. Running back, Breece Hall, Izzy. Wide receiver, we have 2 guys there. 3 4 potentially if you want to include Xavier Gibson and Malachi Corley. And also, who's to say that the Jets don't bring in another safety or, another wide receiver or something like that. I feel like it's going to be pretty tough with the cap situation. But as we stand right now, the Jets have an elite defense, a defense that, in my opinion, should, at the floor, at the worst, be a top 3 defense. Like, that's how much value I'm putting in this squad. I mean, they were great last year. You got to think they're not going to be on the field as much this season. You add a Hassan Reddick, you add another year of experience for all these young guys. I mean, I love the defense, and then you flip it over to the offense. Fantastic quarterback in Rodgers. You hope he stays upright. Better projected offensive line. Young playmakers in Garrett and Brees, and Corley for that matter as well. And a solid tight end room with Tyler Conklin and Jeremy Ruckert. So, man, this season's going to be freaking nuts. We just got to stay healthy through camp. And I think if we do that, I think if we get to the regular season and this starting team is what we're seeing week 1, we're going to be in a nice position to start fast. I'm talking 6-2, right? 5-3 maybe, but I mean, look, if everybody's healthy, I could easily see 6-2, and that'd be awesome, right? With then a bunch of home games, Seahawks and the Texans, and we got the Colts somewhere in that mix. So, man, I'm excited. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section on it. I figured I'd do a quick little video on it because it's crazy. Again, this is the record for the New York Jets ever going into a season, favored in 14 out of their 17 games. Crazy stuff. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts, and as always, go Jets.